You ever feel like your brand is like just another brand? Feel like your brand is just another brand in the sameness, in the sea of sameness online. Damn, that's a tongue twist. Okay, this is either gonna be really good or terrible. By the way, if we haven't met before, I'm Rayhan, rhymes with Ray-Ban, like the glasses, and I'm an ambitious introvert. My plan really is to help 100,000 quiet creatives like myself to find their voice online. So if you're anything like me and want to join the journey, press all the buttons and let's go. Okay, so brand voice, let's talk about. Why is it even so important? It's probably what you're thinking, right? Hopefully. I don't know. I'm not your mom. Think of it this way. Would you rather talk to a robot or to a person? Would you rather talk to a robot or talk to a person? Exactly. Having a brand voice would help you establish a connection with your ideal person. More on that later. And by extension, make you more relatable, more human. Oh, that sounded really robotic actually. What? Anywho, so what's a brand voice exactly? A brand voice is the personality and tone that it uses to communicate with its audience. It's like the way a business talks and what it says. Kind of like how you and me have a unique way of speaking, like our speaking style. That is your brand voice. So in building a personal brand, you want to find or embrace that personal voice that you have, your authentic self. Makes sense? See, the key to a successful brand is authenticity. People can usually see when a brand is being fake. Well, most of the time they can see when a brand is being fake. So when we let our personality shine through, whether it's quirky, awkward, fun, serious, and other things, letting our personalities shine through would help establish that connection with our people, the ideal person. Our people, the ideal person. Our ideal person. Our ideal people. Yeah. You know, I know this is all well and good, but you're probably wondering, okay, that's fine defining what a brand voice is, but how exactly do I find my brand voice? And that is what we're gonna talk about next. Transition. All right, so how do we find our brand voice? A couple questions you should ask yourself. Firstly, what is your brand's core values? If you can put it into words, what would those words be? Also, how would you describe your ideal person? How do you describe the person that you want to talk to? My ideal person is someone who is kind of like me, ambitious, introverted, creative, but a bit quiet and keeps to themselves. So for me, I'm shy to share online, which is something that I'm challenging myself to do right now with this video, for example. So find your ideal person, think about that, write it down, and what are your core values? Another great tool actually, and this is one of my favorites, is the brand archetype quiz. Now, brand archetypes is like a whole video series by itself, but basically what it does is it helps you identify what your brand personality is like. And it's, you know, to think about it, it's essentially like a personality quiz, but it aligns it with brands that currently exist in the world and gives an example of what their messaging is like, what their aesthetic is like, and it helps you align yourself and see what are some examples of brand archetypes that exist. So it's another great way to help figure out what your... You have to be... Just threw me off completely. Okay, now that we've found our brand voice, hopefully, or as I would like to say, we've finally embraced our true, authentic self. Because that's really what it is. When you think about your personal brand, it's like, it is who you are. You know, I actually saw somewhere on the internet that someone said, if you can't fix it, feature it. And I love that. Like, it really speaks to our respective uniqueness and the things that make us us. Anyway, so now it's time to take action. And how are we gonna do that? Well, there are a few ways. My favorite is doing a brand audit. What that is simply is looking at all your social media platforms or profiles, your website, your blog, and see if what you're saying and how you're saying it, the messaging that you're using, if that is consistent across the board, and if it's in the tone that you want it to be. Me, for example, I've recently embraced my weird, socially anxious self, and I am going to sprinkle that across all my platforms. So the more we put our brand voice into action, the easier it'll become to connect with our ideal people. You know, when you think about it, it really is pretty straightforward. I think it could all be boiled down to be yourself.
Yeah.
Be yourself, kids.
Oh, snap.
Think of it like this. Your brand is a party and your voice is a DJ. So who doesn't like a good party with a great DJ, right?
God, that is corny. I'll see myself out.
Wait. Let's recap. We've covered what a brand voice is. We've touched a little bit on how to find it. And we've talked about the ins and outs of incorporating and executing on your brand voice. So here's a challenge. If you've learned anything in this video, take what you've learned and put it into action. And if you're feeling a little bit brave, leave a comment below telling me what your brand voice is. Mine, for example, is friendly, authentic, and quirky. At least that's what I'd like it to be.
Okay, now it's your turn.
I'd love to see what you have. Leave it down in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hit all the buttons and
Ciao for now. That is actually it. Off with all the things.